can find a seat, that'd be great. First of all, I wanted to welcome you. I'm Pat Eklund. I'm the mayor of Novato. I'm very honored to be in this position to be able to welcome our new city manager. I did want to first introduce our city council members that are here. First, Councilmember Lucan, and Councilmember Pam Drew, and Mayor Pro Tem Athos and Councilmember Josh Friday may have a conflict and not able to come this evening. There are some elected officials here that I am very honored to introduce. I wanted to first introduce a former mayor of the city of Novato, and she currently is a board member with the Novato Sanitary District, Carol Dellen-Knudsen. Thank you, Carol, very much for coming. She served on the city council for 3 terms, I believe, 4 terms, that's right, and over 16 years. So, and she did a lot of things for the city, which really appreciate. I did also want to introduce Superintendent Jim Hogaboom and our board member, school board member, Greg Mack. Greg, could you please raise your hand? I wanted to also introduce our, looks like the chief left. So, Chief Mark Hines, please stand up. He's the chief of our Novato Fire Protection District and a very strong partner with the city. And I believe that Bill Davis is still here, and he's on the board of the Novato Fire Protection District. Please stand up. I also like to introduce someone that I know that the staff work very carefully with in the fire district, and that is Bill Tyler, who is our fire marshal. But not only is he our fire marshal, but he is an outstanding coach and has been for many years with some teams in Little League and other sports too. And so he's a very valuable member of our community of Novato and does a lot with the community. I'm going to be introducing Mike McGuire, Senator Mike McGuire, who's here, along with Carol Mills, his assistant. Carol Mills is very experienced, and she's really a partner and really helps give Senator McGuire the information that we need. And I have to tell you, Senator McGuire is a big fighter for the city of Novato. And he's going to be coming up and saying some comments a little bit later. I did also want to introduce Marcus Oken, who has the camera over there, and Pam Hazley. They are all with the Novato Community Television. They are taping tonight, and they are going to be hopefully putting it up on channel 27, and they're going to be providing some DVDs or whatever mechanism we need to share it with other people, maybe even put it on YouTube or whatever. I also wanted to thank 5 people, and I need them to stand up as I call their name. First person is Vicki Gerber. Vicki, are you still here? Vicki, come on up here a little bit. Vicki, come on up. Come on up. And Jessica Deacon, Jessica, are you still here? Come on up. Laura McDowell, I want you to all stand up over here. There you go. Peggy Flynn. Peggy, where are you? And Kathy Capriola. They are responsible for tonight, so let's give them all a round of applause. You know, that's one thing that we have in this town is a city that really is a team. And it's really neat to see it, but they've worked really hard to make sure that this was done so that we can respectfully introduce our new city manager to this wonderful town that we call home, and his lovely wife, and they have 3 kids who unfortunately are not going to be here tonight, but they're all adults, and so they all have their own lives as well. So that's, I think, it for that. So I have the honor of introducing Regan Candelario, our new city manager, and then I'm going to ask some of the other city council members, or all of them, to come up and also say a few words. Okay, first of all, as some of you know, the council conducted a nationwide search for a city manager that really values our small town character and charm, while someone who knows how to pursue economic development that really complements what the community wants. Over 30 applicants applied for the position, and after an extensive interview process, we narrowed it down to 5 candidates, which then were subjected to panels, 2 community panels, an employee panel, and the city council panel. That was probably the hardest panel that they went through, and I'm sure Regan will maybe say something to that effect, I don't know. But I have to tell you, Regan Candelario stood out the best. He stood above all of them. And it's really an honor for me to be able to introduce him to the community of Novato. Regan grew up in East Bay, actually in the city of Hayward, which is only 47 miles away from the city of Novato. Regan's parents were both born in West Oakland, and they attended Oakland schools. And they actually then moved to the city of Hayward, but they were one of the first families to move into the city of Hayward. So if you were to look at Hayward when they moved into where it is now, it probably doesn't look like the same town at all. I know several elected officials on the council in Hayward, and that's definitely different. After graduating from high school in Hayward, he worked while he was going to Chabot College. Like many of us did, we had to work through our college in order to help pay for our higher education. And after he finished Chabot College, then he went to California State University at Long Beach, where he finished his undergraduate degree. He began a career in local government through actually an internship. Internships really do introduce people to new positions on the time, and it's a great way to find your place in life. But he started the internship program with the city of Santa Ana in Orange County. And it really set the stage for his upward mobility through local government. And he also, while he was doing that internship, completed his master's degree in public administration. At California State University at Long Beach. So he was in Santa Ana, and after he got his master's, and he worked on redevelopment, which we all know is no longer alive, but it's the reason why Hamilton is so successful. The downtown development, he worked on community outreach, housing, and a bunch of other programs. So he was actually working in Santa Ana for 17 years, and with his family, Shelley, Deneen Candelario, and their 3 adult children. And then they decided to relocate to the Central Coast, and they made their home in San Luis Obispo, which all of us know is just a beautiful part of the California coastline. And he actually started working with a private company on redevelopment and real estate. Then in January of 2010, Regan competed and served as the city administrator of the city of Guadalupe, which is really a full-service city, unlike the city of Novato, and that is in Santa Barbara County. 3 years later, he successfully competed for the city manager position in Fortuna in Humboldt County, which is near one of my favorite rivers, the Eel River. And as all of us know, Humboldt County is famous for what passed on the ballot today, marijuana. So I know that the League of California Cities, and I'm sure the town of Fortuna and Fort Bragg and others up there have been really working with that industry now that is now going to be legal. So Regan started with the city of Novato. We're so excited on October 24th. And he's really jumped in with both feet. And he actually started coming into the city office a week before he was supposed to start. So that shows you his excitement about coming to our community and helping us as we find our future as we go forward. He's active in sports and coaching when possible, given his job. But one of his sincere passions, which you wouldn't know it, is cooking. And I've been told that he makes a spaghetti that is to die for. So we're going to have some sort of a spaghetti feed-off or something like that, and feature his delicacy there. So he and Shelley have made Novato their home. They live close enough now where he can walk to work, and hopefully that might be something that will catch on with other folks in our town as well. That can work, actually. So those are some of the things I wanted to say. I'm really excited, but I'd like to have the other council members have an opportunity to say something as well. And I'd like to call up Councilmember Lucan first to say a few words, and then you need to stay up here, and then I'll call Pam.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor Eklund. I'll just keep my words very brief, but we are so excited to welcome Regan and his family to Novato. As Mayor Eklund mentioned, it was a very extensive search, and couldn't be more pleased to have you here. I do also want to, on behalf of both Mayor Pro Tem Athas and Councilmember Josh Friday, send their regards as well for not being able to be here. Mayor Pro Tem Athas is at a league event, so she unfortunately couldn't join. I think really when you're looking at a city manager and how do you determine, how do you evaluate who's going to be a good city manager, I really just narrow it down to 4 groups or 4 categories, and they're the 4 C's. And that's, how is that new city manager going to interact with the community? How are they going to interact with their colleagues? How are they going to interact with the council? And how are they going to interact, oh boy, I just forgot my 4th C. Let me make sure I get these right. I said community, their colleagues, their council, and the company, which is the organization or the city staff that they're in charge of. And it's really important that they fit all 4 and they could balance all 4. They have to be an individual that can be out there in the community and can connect with the community. They have to be able to connect with their colleagues. As a city manager, their colleagues are here in the room from our fire district and our sanitary district and our water district and all the special districts we have from Transportation Authority of Marin and Smarten, and all of the professional colleagues that they have in this environment. They have to be able to connect with the council, which I'll tell you is not an easy task when you have five bosses. A lot of us have a hard time with just one boss, and Regan, I apologize, but you've been through this before. You know what it's like to have 5 bosses, but we're going to definitely do our best to give you one message. And then ultimately, they need to be able to connect with the company or the organization. And the city of Novato, we have close to 200 employees, and you look at all of our part-time employees, all of our volunteers, it's not an easy task. And Regan is the chief executive of our organization. And a good city manager doesn't just excel in 3 of those 4 C's or in a couple of them, but they really need to excel in all 4. And after this nationwide search that we've done, I am very pleased and excited that we found somebody that can balance all 4 of those very well, very strongly, and we're just so excited to have them on board. So I really want to encourage everybody here in this room, as you see Regan and his wife and his family around town, welcome them to the community, share a little Novato favorite with them. I've already introduced Regan to Taco Tuesdays over at Mi Pueblo, one of my local favorites. But be sure to find one of your own because we're not just welcoming Regan to a new job, we're welcoming him to a new city and to a new community. And I know everybody here in this room will do a great job in showing him the ropes. So Regan, to your whole family, we're so excited to have you on board.
Great. I'd like to call Councilmember Pam Drew up. Pam?
What I think you'll find about Regan is that he's easy to get to know, he's intelligent, he's a very good listener. And I think each and every one of you, no matter what your background is, will be able to talk with him and enjoy the process. I had my first one-on-one with Regan yesterday, and I left feeling really, really good about the future of Novato with Regan and his family here. So like the others, I hope you'll welcome Regan, and when you see him on the street, shake his hand and say hi, and show him some of the really wonderful things. I've already warned him that there's serendipity around every corner in Novato, and it's going to take him a long time to exhaust all of that serendipity. In fact, I don't think you can. One of the things is looking out your door in the morning and looking around and being able to see ridgetops, being able to see greenery. And that's one of the things that we cherish. As he gets to know you and you get to know him, we hope that he will cherish the same things that we do.
Before I ask Senator McGuire to come up, I did want to introduce one of the youngest people in the room. And I wanted to introduce Santiago O. Smith, who is this 8-month kid in the back, or child, I should say. And his father wanted to come and meet the city manager. And Santiago is really our future. And this is what drives city council members as well as the city manager to try to make a community, to keep a community, the quality of life that we all want, but also to be able to provide a future for Santiago, who obviously doesn't like right now to be identified. But anyway, so Santiago, glad you're in Novato. So he liked that part. He stopped crying at that part. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Senator McGuire, who is really a champion for the city. And he's doing a lot for us. Losing redevelopment has really adversely affected our ability to do a lot of different things here in Novato that we have done. Hamilton would not have happened if we didn't have the redevelopment program. But as you know, Governor Brown eliminated it, but Senator McGuire has been helping us with a lot of things. And he has some recognition that he would like to ask Regan Candelario to come forward. So if you can come forward. And then before I turn it over to him, I wanted to have Shelley stand up. Shelley Candelario is his wonderful wife. They've been married for over 26 years. And have 3 wonderful adult children. And so, 116. Well, you know, in some cities, the 16-year-old may be able to vote. Depends what happened in San Francisco. But anyway, so let's welcome Shelley and Regan. I forgot to tell you, Shelley's passion is horses. And how many horses do you have?
3 currently.
She has 3 horses currently, and she's a trainer. And that's what she does as her business and her passion. So if you have horses or know people that have horses, Shelley has a tremendous expertise that we could use. So Senator McGuire,
thank you.
The stage is yours.
Hey, no, thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you. Hey, good evening. Can everybody hear me? Yes. All right. I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be here tonight. I think we need to give a round of applause to the council and to the mayor for all their hard work. Regan sent me a text earlier tonight. And one of the first acts that he'd like to be able to do as city manager is be able to debrief us on the election yesterday. Which would be great. So it's going to be really good. Okay, and it just got awkward. All right. In all seriousness, I had the pleasure to be able to work with Regan in the city of Fortuna. It's a beautiful community of 12,000 in Humboldt County. And Regan knows how to work it in a small community or one a bit larger here in Novato. He creates partnerships with local businesses. He makes sure that he is going face to face talking with neighbors. When there is an issue with special districts, he is the point on that to make sure that they are always delivering for the residents. And what I really appreciated about Regan, they had one of the worst disasters in the city of Fortuna when they had a massive fire downtown. And there's one individual who was there from the start and to the finish, and that was Regan, making sure that those businesses that were impacted in their historical downtown were able to get back up and running just 24 hours later. And couldn't be more excited for Regan to be here down south and now coming home to the Bay Area. So on behalf of Assemblymember Mark Levine, we are so excited to be able to present you with this certificate of recognition, and let's give him a round of applause and a welcome.
So thank you, Senator McGuire. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Regan Candelario, our new city manager. Let's give him a round of applause.
Can I get the handheld mic, please? I'm joking. Sorry, I've let some of my silly humor out already. Thank you very much for providing this great welcome. I don't really have a speech prepared. As you all know, I've just got started. October 24th was my first day. So I'm learning. I'm in a research and learning mode. I don't know if there's anybody here that I didn't get to shake hands with yet tonight. I think we've covered them all, but if I haven't, please be sure and come and see me, because I do want to get to know you. I want to get to know the community. You know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and I just can't wait to get to it. That's what I was telling the staff this morning. We had a big meeting in the same room with our police department. They had their full staff here, and I kind of feel like I've just been getting to know people and learning things about the city and reading big fat documents. But I really want to get into my chair over there at City Hall in my office and actually start doing some work and getting busy with some of the objectives of the City Council and the things that the community members are wanting. I've heard quite a few of those tonight, and I have a pocket full of cards and a few of them with notes on them that, you know, I want to address. I want to start bringing forward some of the responses that are needed, and I've got a great staff to help me with that. I found that out already, so I feel very fortunate with that. I don't really like a lot of fanfare and clapping and things. Staff, I think, have already kind of figured that out a little bit, but it is part of my job, and I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to get out there. So, you know, challenges are what I like. That's why I kind of, you know, was really interested in Novato and interested in this part of the state. Pat shared a little bit of my bio, and she really made that sound nice. Thank you, Pat. I'm really just a regular guy. I just like to work hard and get things done. So she made all of that sound great. And that's what I want to do here in Novato, is get busy and make some things happen and get things moving forward. So that's really all I have in terms of a presentation. I'm really hoping to have more, of course, in the very near future as I learn and start bringing things together and find out what's really been happening in this community, what has the organization been doing, and what do they plan to do in the future, so that I could hopefully bring those things through, maybe enhance them a little bit, and get them going. I think, you know, Peggy's been helping me a great deal. I think most of you are familiar with Peggy, one of our information specialists with the city. And her title is much, much longer than that, but I really haven't memorized it yet. And so she's already helped me. We've got a date set with the Chamber of Commerce. I believe it's in March, to do a State of the City presentation. And I'm really glad we were able to push it out a few months so that I can kind of get up to speed and really understand what the state of the city is, and what we'll be doing over the near term after that. So that'll be another opportunity for all of you to get to hear from me and to get, you know, some more of the nuts and bolts of what's going on in Novato. I think I do have one more meet and greet on Monday with the Chamber of Commerce, so I will be doing that. Hopefully, you know, if any of you didn't get a chance to meet me or shake hands or share with me your concerns tonight, that's another opportunity for you. As well as City Hall. I think all of you know how to find me and how to find our staff, but what I've been trying to do is encourage people to come out. Let us know. Come and find me. I do have an open door. I have a phone number on my business card. I handed out almost all of them. My pocket's almost empty tonight. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's going on in the community. I think that's very important to our decision-making processes and how we bring things forward to the City Council to help give us direction on what needs to be done in this community. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm new, as you know, but I'm learning, and I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. This is a wonderful place. Obviously, I think all of you already know that, you know, and we're learning that. We kind of had a good sense, but boy, it really is nice here in Marin County and specifically in Novato. So I look forward to working for all of you. So.
Thank you again, Regan Candelario, for applying and for accepting our offer to work here. We're really excited, as you heard, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be wanting some of your time. So I'm really glad that you have an open door. And Shelley, we look forward to having you part of our community as well. And hopefully we'll have a chance to meet your 3 children as well, or adult children, except for the 16-year-old. But most importantly, I wanted to thank you all very, very much for coming. It makes it really special when you come out and are able to welcome Regan Candelario to our community. Novato's very special. In fact, I was talking to somebody the other day about, when I was working the polls actually yesterday, I said, well, you just moved from Mill Valley. Why did you choose Novato? And they said, well, Novato is like what Mill Valley used to be like. And I said, yeah, well, we need to retain that character, that real specialness of what Novato is. And I know that Regan values that as well. So thank you all very much for coming, and enjoy your Wednesday night and the beautiful weather that we have while it's still here. And thank you all for coming.